Well, here I am on a flying ship heading over to the New World to hunt some monsters because they are causing all sorts of problems. This video is going to be the first 10 days of my journey in the world of Monster Hunter. I hope you all enjoy it. First things first, some people from the commission showed up and wanted to know about me, so I told them I was dead weight to the team and we shared a good laugh. Our reason for coming here to the New World was to determine why the Elder Dragons are migrating here. This fine creature right here is what you call the Handler, and she will be my partner along this entire journey, and by partner I mean the NPC who stands back while I do all the work. As we were being acquainted, the entire ship started to rock about and all the food fell off the table. I gotta say, it better not be me to clean that stuff up. Initially I thought it was a tidal wave, but it really was some giant volcano looking thing that rose out of the ocean, taking our ship with it. I tried holding on for my dear life, but that clearly wasn't enough. I regrouped with the handler, and now we gotta find our way off of this thing.
We have to do something!
What do you want us to do, lady? We can't move that.
It's not safe here.
Obviously. And after some more tectonic activity, we just witnessed the ship just sail off of the down thing. Of course, leaving us behind as always.
We need to get out of here. I've got an idea. This way.
After following the handler, we climbed up to the top of this beast, slid off the head and grappled onto some wing tricks. And of course, we can't leave the handler behind because, well, you know, she's the handler. And you call yourself an A-lister, huh? That, hunters, is what you call Zorah Magdaros, one of the Elder Dragons that's migrating over to the New World. And this is where I get to see the New World for the first time. And of course we had to crash land. Well, we found a map in the camp here that someone conveniently set up. Well, now we know exactly where we gotta go. So now we have to trudge through the ancient forest to get to the base. And we somehow stumbled onto a pack of wild, hungry, ravenous jaguars. Fortunately for us, we were able to hide in some bushes here, or as I like to call, tall grass, which caused them to leave us alone because we were unarmed and had no way to defend ourselves. Along our journey, we found some large tracks, and then some giant lizard-looking thing showed up and started munching on the handler. But before we can do anything, this guy showed up out of nowhere, rode the monster into this log and cleared a path for us. As I was closing in on the gate, this giant Rex looking thing showed up out of nowhere and started wreaking havoc. Luckily for me, I was able to get in the gate before it was too late. We regrouped with the rest of the 5th Fleet in a village they built called Astera.
You scared us. We were talking about going out to look for you.
Oh really? Why didn't you? We met up with the commander, who is the leader of the 5th Fleet, and he told us that he'll talk to us when he calls a council. This guy is the field team leader and told us that he'll give us the grand tour of the place whenever we're ready, as if I'm some sort of tourist. Oh wait, that's exactly what I am. Right then, I got to learn all about the trade yard, which is where I am right now. It's exactly what you're seeing. Why can't I use the lift? Always the stairs, mate. Always the stairs. And then I saw the smithy. Time to make those big guns. Or at least, we'll make them sometime, eventually. I think. We headed over to the canteen, which is kind of like an all-you-can-eat buffet if you have $200. And I met my Palico, which apparently survived. The guy is a legend! The commander then called for a council, and well, apparently I had to go to it against my will, you know, like most things in my life. But hey, here's what he got to say.
Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, sir. We're ready to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty.
Wait, hold on just a second. Handler, maybe you might like to get your hands dirty. I like to keep my hands clean, baby. Speak for yourself, mate.
The Research Commission's job is to discover exactly why the Elder Dragons are migrating to the New World.
If you want to know what an Elder Dragon is, listen to what this guy has to say.
Elder dragons have been with us since the dawn of time, altering the ecosystem, reshaping the land, leaving disaster in their wake. Once every decade or so, they flock to this continent. But for what reason?
So an Elder Dragon is like a living, walking natural disaster waiting to cause an extinction level event, and we are here to determine why they come here every decade. The commander then gave us our first mission, and it was to deal with the Jagras problem they've been having for however long. I went to my room and chilled out for some time, and at the end of the day I had to choose a weapon that I wanted to carry with me, and I decided to carry the heavy bowgun. I told you I was gonna make those big guns, and this is just the beginning. Day 2 begins with me spending some time in a training area, re-familiarizing myself with the game since I've played it before on PlayStation 4. I also decided to set up my settings in such a way that I would be comfortable with, and I also set up a bit of a radial menu loadout. What is that, you may ask? Well, there's the item bar with, by default on PC you would scroll through with the mouse wheel, and on console you would scroll through with the left and right D-pad buttons. And there is a radial menu on console that allows you to create shortcuts that allows you to access certain items in your item bar without having to scroll through it. And on PC, instead of a radial menu, it's more of like keyboard shortcuts. So I just set up some of these shortcuts to get comfortable with, because that's what I plan to use for the rest of this. After that, I headed over to the canteen to get something to eat, because, well, come on now, we can't do anything without something to eat. Makes sense, right? After a meal, it's time to see if we can deal with this Jagras problem that the commission's been having. After hearing what the handler has to say, we were able to accept the quest. Now, let me explain the canteen a little bit. At the canteen, a meal consists of a total or a maximum of 6 ingredients. These ingredients can be fresh or, well, not fresh. The ones that are fresh grants a boost to health and stamina. The ones that are not fresh just grants a boost to stamina. And the list of fresh ingredients changes every time you return from an expedition or a quest. And away we go.
Alright, this is our first job. Let's do a quick review of quest rules. Rule number 1. Complete the objective to complete the quest.
Well, that seems obvious. So we encountered our first pack of Jagras, or as I like to call, test subjects. So you know what that means. Time to bust some heads.
They're on the run. Don't let them get away. Grab all the monster materials you can. You can use them at the smithy.
You hear that, lads? Make sure to get your monster materials. Well, I followed them, and well, there was a lot more than I saw run away. But nothing a little bit of bashing and dashing can't solve.
Keep it together, okay?
And just like that, I've completed my first quest. Awesome! Of course, I won't forget to carve those monster parts. I mean, come on, they ain't gonna need them. Early the next morning, immediately as I got back, the guy told me that was not the only problem we've been having. Now I gotta deal with some Kestodons. Well then, time to go do that.
Listen up.
But first, an upgrade. After making my upgrade, the game told me that the Defender weapon tree features weapons of, well, superior quality and says that they are great starter weapons. So, I decided to give it a shot. Oh, that's a lot of ammos. Heading up to the canteen, I saw this yellow exclamation mark over here. Clearly the giant cat chef thing wants to have a word with me. After that, he gave me a quest. After speaking with the handler again, she told me that there are quest boards around the village and I can accept a quest from here as well, instead of having to come all the way up here to talk to her. Well, the chef gave me a quest, so I say let's go get that chef quest done. So now it's time to find some gourmet shroom caps, and of course I can't remember where I got these last time I played this game, so it's probably gonna take a while. Also, since I'm exploring because I don't know where to find these things, I'm finding things I probably should not be wanting to find. Uh-oh, footprints. That can't be good. Oh, hey big fella. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave you alone. After some looking around, I found this unique mushroom colony. Turns out that's where you get those shroom caps. And just like that, those shroom caps have been acquired. And apparently completing this quest unlocks a new ingredient. Time to test that out. Wait, I can't taste it. Right, this is not real life. When I got back, I started organizing items in my pouch so that, you know, I'll have some things when I go out on quests. The last time I played this game, I played for 1300 hours, which was on PlayStation 4. And I gotta say, I never knew that you can organize the item bar in the same order as your pouch. Now, let's go deal with those Kestodons.
Our job is to cull a certain number of Kestodon. Recently, their numbers have been getting out of hand.
Ah, there we are. Those, my friend.
Oh, those are the Kestodons.
Let's see you take him out on your own.
Okay, okay.
Be careful.
Oh, that's doing some damage, mate.
Not bad.
Wrong button. Let's test this and see what it does. Oh yeah, now this is a gun. After successfully solving the Kestodon problem, there seems to be another situation. And I got another assignment. Feels like I'm in school again. Well, at least I ain't gotta read a book.
If you're not ready, you can return to base and take on the Great Jagras quest later.
Want to get going?
Not really.
If you need to call your friends for help, go to the menu and select SOS Flare to signal them. And you're going to need friends when you go up against some of the tougher monsters.
Friends? Don't got those. So I started tracking the Great Jagras and found small Jagras. After some more small Jagras, I just couldn't find any more trucks, so I just headed back to base. The next day, I noticed I unlocked some new armor sets. That's nice. Defense is always great in these kinds of games and situations, so I gave the smithy some work to do, and he was paid generously for his efforts. Now that I feel a bit more defended, I think the Great Jagras is on the menu, or maybe I might be on the menu. Well, one way to find out.
If you need to call your friends for help, go to the menu and select SOS Flare to signal them. And you're going to need friends when you go up against some of the tougher monsters.
Dude, I told you, I don't have those. No! Well, that's the Great Jagras that I've been trying to find. Well then, there's nothing else to do on this quest really aside from battle this Great Jagras. So let's get to it.
Monster's been immobilized. Watch out when a monster's enraged. It's better to hold off on your claw until things calm down a bit.
Oh boy.
Well, that was easy. Oh, I'm just that good. Yeah, that was probably just easy. Well, let's celebrate a little bit with some cooking, mate. I don't know where I got this meat from, but I'm gonna cook it. Oh!
Bruh.
After that, I followed the field team leader and handler a bit, and we found some traces of another monster. This monster happens to be that Puke Puke that we saw earlier in the chef quest. And this one looks angry. It turns out that his anger is due to a fragment of Zora Magos. You know, the giant lava monster thing that we saw in the beginning. And from the looks of this conversation, right after that quest, it looks like I'm gonna have to be taking that Puke Puke out very soon. And it looks like I've got to help rebuild the camp first.
Once the camp is set up, you can go after that Puke Puke.
And after speaking to the resource center, because that's where I was directed to, it looks like we might have to secure the campsite first, which probably means more killing. Well then, let's go bash and dash. Or in this case, spray and pray. And so the next day begins our expedition into the ancient forest to secure that campsite. I met up with the researcher's piscine researcher, and well, all he kept on doing was blabbering about fishing and how much he loves it. And now it looks like the guy wants to challenge me. Well, I can safely say, challenge completed. So now I am interested to see what else I could catch. Sushi fish, wet fish, I'm getting everything. But then I heard it. Then the handler warned me about it, but he doesn't seem to be coming this way, so I, continue fishing, like normal, Okay, enough distractions. Let's get this done. When we got there was another monster by the name of Kuluyaku. Now, this guy, he looks either scared or confused. I'm not sure which one it is.
If we don't take care of that pest, the camp won't last the night.
Now we gotta kill it, because we can't set this camp up with this guy here. Well then, to the hunt we go. Now I saw this wyvern ammo here and it seemed dangerous. I think we should test it. Oh yeah, that's the big boy damage.
When you're poisoned, your health will gradually drop. Use an antidote as soon as possible.
Do I even have an antidote? And by the time I figured out how to move items along my item bar, the poison wore off. Nice.
Never underestimate an angry monster. Keep your distance and watch for a safe opening. See? The spot you hit has been softened up.
No, wrong button.
Dodge their attacks. You don't want to take hits like that head on. You can move around while grappled to a monster, but it'll burn through your stamina.
And the flint shot didn't work because I wasn't grappled to its head. Awesome.
Seeing a monster flying into
Wrong button again. By the way, this Great Jagras doesn't want to leave me alone, so I added him to the menu. Yeah, maybe now I can get some peace and quiet. I was able to locate that Kuluyaku and, well, you know, prevented it from destroying our camp when we set it up. After getting back to base and speaking with the resource center people, I got that camp set up and a delivery request. Oh, that fishing challenge that I did earlier. Apparently I unlocked a new ingredient for that as well. Well, 1 mega potion, that's easily said and easily done. Now I got myself some diced steak. Too bad I can't taste it. I'm gonna need to get that. Remember I mentioned something about a Puke problem earlier? Yeah, well, we got it now. Time to go put the little pest to rest. I think that's how it goes. And of course, we just gotta mess around a little bit sometimes when we get the chance, right?
You're paralyzed. You'll have to wait for it to wear off. Not that you have a choice.
Well, that was fun. Well, let's get this party started. And I think this is the first time I'll ever do a perfect roll. Now, I don't know where this Anjanath came from, but he just will not go away. I was tempted to battle it, but I have a feeling that that probably would not have went well. So I just left the guy and went after the Puke, and if it's not an Anjanath, it's a Great Jagras. Awesome. Thankfully he left and didn't cause a problem here. That probably would not have ended well. For him, of course.
Okay, the monster's tired. Now's your chance to do some serious damage.
Bruh.
Chances are it'll retreat to its nest to recuperate.
Oh, I'm almost done. Now that the Puke got to fly away and I didn't get to finish it in time, now I gotta chase it across the map. Oh, you again? This... Come on, just leave me alone. Found you. And just like that, mission accomplished. After acknowledging how awesome I am when I got back, the commander put me in charge of protecting the researchers as they travel through the Wildspire Waste, looking for more evidence of Zorah Magdaros. So here we are on day 7, on the best kind of quest. And a quick word for anyone who's been struggling to get Kelby horns, because I remember when I was struggling to get it like ages ago. All you need to do is melee them with the heavy bowgun and the horn will drop. Like, it's a guarantee, like every single time.
The water filters down through the sand and collects in the lower areas, thus creating
Along our travel or escort mission thing, best kind of quest, we met a Rathian, which I now need to distract somehow, and I think that is a good distraction. No, wait, that's the wrong clip. Right, no, that is a good distraction, I think.
Go, go!
Run for your life!
At the opposite end of the Wildspire Waste, we finally met up with this track Zora Malchus left for us, and well, we had a bit of a visitor.
Jumping jaggies! It's a barrel!
And I gotta say, I don't think I'll ever have enough skill to pull off a shot like that. And now I gotta fight the Barath. As always, it's always me. I told you that this partner that I have is that NPC that will always stand back and do nothing while I do all of the work. I told you that. And I gotta say, I didn't expect this guy to be so tanky. I wasn't prepared for this. Yep, that's right. It's that time of the journey where I stop attacking because I have no ammo and need to go get some. Could you give me a second here, Barath? Excuse me, creatures of the Wildspire Waste. Anyone got more bullets? Well, hello there, Not Plant of Flame. Have you got something for me? Ah, there's some.
Yeah, boy.
And after finally doing enough damage, it started to flee. But still had some fight left in it.
You did it, partner! Okay, I'll be waiting over by the slag.
Of course you would. While the handler went to fetch the scholars wherever they were hiding, some random guy started asking questions and claimed that he's from the First Fleet. We headed back to camp, had a good laugh, and he said that he's been tracking the same monster as us, that being Zora Malchus, of course. He also offered us his camp as a place to seek refuge or to regroup or anything if that ever needs to happen. So I'm guessing I just unlocked another camp by doing absolutely nothing. I like that. Yep, that's the new camp by doing absolutely nothing. And there's my next assignment. Feels like school all over again. Ugh, school. This time a scholar got lost and his escort abandoned him. And now I gotta find him. Talking to the smart biologist here rewarded me with a quest. It's always a quest, mate. Never anything else. This time to capture Kuluyaku. I got another quest from the chef as well. And well, you already know how much I like those ingredients. So the next day, you know exactly what I did. I set out to get myself those ingredients. And these are the little fishies I gotta kill to get that ingredient. And just like that, a new ingredient has been acquired. Still can't taste it. Also, the smart biologist wanted me to capture one of these bird things, Kuluyaku. So I set out to get that captured.
The goal of this quest is to capture the monster. You'll fail the quest if you slay it, so be careful. The supplies you need to capture a monster are on site. Make absolutely sure you have tranq bombs. That one's a must.
Now it's time to capture a Kuluyaku. Can't see it anywhere on the map because my research level for the Kuluyaku is low, so I gotta start from the beginning. Step 0. Search. Search for footprints. I also found something called a jewel cactus. I think that's supposed to mean something. And there's my little bird friend. I also located another palico here. I'm not sure if that's supposed to do anything, but apparently he's working with us now. At least for this quest. Time to say hello. Oh, he just ignored us. Didn't even know that was a thing. There we go. Now you know I'm here. Let's get this done.
Wear it down first.
Or not. It's gone.
Okay, you've got your target on the ropes. Now put down a trap and capture it. Now! You can't carve materials from a captured monster. However, you will receive more rewards than usual once the quest is over.
Oh, so the jewel cactus is actually an ingredient. Ugh. Imagine eating a cactus. That's not gonna be fun. Still can't taste it. For my efforts, my monster field guide has been updated and the smart biologist gave me another quest. Day 9 begins my latest assignment, Sinister Shadows in the Swamp. Ooh, Kelbies. After following around the scout flies for a bit, we found some strange thorns, and the scout flies glowed blue instead of the usual green. This can only mean one thing. That was the work of an elder dragon. As we inch closer and closer to our destination, we keep finding more and more of these thorns. Well, we found the scholar, and he said he saw the thing that killed the Barath, but he's too scared to actually tell us. Now I am tasked with hunting a Jayuratodus. Yes, thank you for that. This monster is going to be a bit of a pain to battle because it covers itself in hard, sticky mud, which makes its entire body essentially resistant to attacks. So instead of seeing the usual orange numbers that you would want to see, I'm seeing these dull white and black looking numbers. Oh, and that's how you kill something with a heavy bowgun. You don't need ammo at all. Just do the old bash and dash, and all will be fine. When I got back, there was a council held by the commander, and the general topic was Zorah Magdaros. I think the commander is going a bit crazy. He wants to capture Zorah Magdaros. The thing is literally the size of a mountain. How is he gonna pull that off? Well, maybe we will find out. I think the reason he's going crazy, wanting to capture Zorah Magdaros, is because the Elder Crossing happens once every 10 years. And I don't think he's gonna actually live to see the next Elder Crossing, so he probably wants to do something significant with his life.
Is it even possible?
If I said it wasn't, would that stop you?
Let's give it a go. With the 5th supporting us, our chances are as good as ever.
Then it's settled.
Before we send the hunters out for the capture, we need to secure Astera. And Anjanath has been active in the area. Not the kind of monster you toy around with. We'll need a plan.
You're right. Hunters, you have your next assignment. Take care of that Anjanath, but be careful. The Anjanath is a fearsome monster.
Commander, if I may, I think I have a great idea. Hunter, I could use your help. Drop by later if you will.
Well, it's day 10 now, and you heard the commander yesterday. We have an Anjanath to take care of, but first, let's see what this chief botanist has to say, because he claims he needs my help, and apparently that's all I'm good for. Well, he gave me a specialized tool called the Ghillie Mantle. This is something you can put on and, well, make yourself invisible to all nearby monsters.
Hey.
Our next assignment is to hunt a Tobi Kadachi. We should be able to find it in the ancient forest.
You heard the lady. To the ancient forest it is.
In order to use one of your specialized tools, you'll need to equip it from the item bar. They're used just like any regular item, but their effects only last for a limited amount of time. If the tool you're using stops working, don't worry. It'll recharge after a while.
Let's add that stuff to our radial menu so we won't have to scroll through a bajillion items in the item bar and get lost in the process. And possibly killed. And I forgot to eat something, so let's go back and do that. After gathering enough footprints and tracks and all that good stuff, the Scoutfly started to lead me directly towards the monster. We were acquainted through a cutscene, like all monsters now, and I gotta say I like the design of this guy. It really hurts to actually battle it though, because I like the guy. Come on now, look at him, he's beautiful. Oh, that's damage.
Thunderblight. Be careful. You'll get stunned more easily now. There's no place to hide around here. Time to try out your ghillie mantle. Taking hits like that repeatedly will stun you, meaning you won't be able to move.
After realizing how hard this guy is hitting, I considered leaving the quest in search of better equipment to then return to the quest so that I, will not get one-shotted.
If you're clever, you can use the slinger to distract monsters.
Oh, that was perfect. Oh, that was close. Definitely the most difficult fight so far. Almost got absolutely obliterated like 7 times. And for completing that assignment, I unlocked the Botanical Research Center. Here, I can grow plants and bugs and mushrooms and all the good stuff that I would usually have to go out on expeditions to harvest. And they will just automatically grow every time I complete a quest. That is just amazing. Looks like the amount of stuff that I can grow is a bit limited right now. Hopefully we can fix that in the future. At the end of day 10, I did what I should have done at the start of day 10 before that quest that I just did, and that was upgrade my armor. Now I can feel a bit more protected heading into day 11. Which we will have to pick up in the next video because that's where I'm gonna have to end this one, guys. I hope you all enjoyed my first 10 days of this journey. And if you did, be sure to let me know, drop a like, maybe even subscribe. Also let me know what you think of my progress here in the first 10 days of Monster Hunter World. Did you think I progressed too much? Too little? How horrible do you think I am at the game? Let me know. And let me know if you want to see this continue on. Because there's a lot more craziness where that came from. I hope to see you all again. Or at least I hope that you would see me again because I can't see through the screen.